Hey everyone, this is Spencer Spin Davies coming to you again with another next day analysis for Game 2 and looking ahead to Game 3. Unfortunate bit of news here. The technical difficulties got in the way with me and my partner, John Bazika, WHBC. So you're going to only hear the takes that I had from last night's game. Apologies to our listeners for that. But hopefully you can enjoy whatever I had to put out there for you. And then the normal next day analysis will be back with you again after Game 3 on Thursday morning. So without further ado, here's your next day analysis. Game 2 in the books for the Cavaliers and Warriors. Of course, the Dubs coming out with a 132-113 victory. Last night seemed like a closer contested game, but still in the end, the Warriors still able to pull it out. LeBron James played about as perfect as a ball game as you could have. It was very old school LeBron-like. He only had 3 attempts from beyond the arc, and I think all of those came in the second half. He was driving at will, had 14 assists, 11 rebounds, really playing a strong ball game for the Cavaliers. Kevin Love, just as he has in the last 2 rounds of the playoffs, just looked excellent. They went to him very early, and he established himself as a threat in that first quarter. Ended up with 27 points and 7 rebounds, but still just not enough for the Cavaliers. Kyrie Irving just seems like he's off, and it's kind of very perplexing to see as these Warriors continue to just hound him and pressure him and take him out of his offensive element. On the other side of things, me and John talked about this in the first next day analysis about Kevin Durant and Stephen Curry combining for 66 that night. This night, they combined for 65. So it's clearly at Oracle Arena, the Warriors have a flow going. And, of course, Klay Thompson got it going as well, 4-7 from deep, and ended up with 22 points for them. Knew he was going to heat up at some point. But really, this is a game that was heavily contested through about 2.5 quarters this time instead of 1.5 quarters. So if you look at that, from that standpoint, you can see the Cavaliers putting up a better fight at home, especially in front of the Q. Last year, they played Golden State Warrior ball better than the Warriors did, and that's what allowed them to get back into the series. But last night, Cavaliers shooting under 28% from beyond the arc, 8 of 29 from deep. That's not going to cut it against the Warriors, who make their living doing that as well as just scoring, period. But with Kevin Durant, how much of an impact he's made. And I mean, we could have clearly, obviously stated this before the series started, but just listen to this, though. 33 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists, 5 blocks, 3 steals, and it's just unfair to add that to a team that was a 73-game winner last year. And with Stephen Curry yesterday, it wasn't even so much on the shooting end that he impacted the Cavaliers. He had a triple-double, 32 points, 11 assists, and 10 rebounds. Not to mention 14 of 14 from the line, and a lot of those, he got a lot of Cavaliers to jump on some pump fakes. He had some of those, a couple questionable ones where the referees weren't allowing him to play too physical, but as we all know, people have taken advantage of that rule at half court, tossing up that 3 ball and getting fouled in transition. But still, it's just it was too much. On the Cavaliers side of things, other than those players we mentioned earlier, man, J.R. Smith looked lifeless out there. Channing Frye looks like he's having a hard time adjusting. Deron Williams in the first 2 games combined, 0 of 8 from the field. Really looking like he's just trying to get acclimated. Kyle Korver was able to get something going, and Iman Shumpert, even though it wasn't the greatest of decisions on the offensive end, you can at least tell that he's trying his butt off. He is taken to the rack aggressively, and some of those are going to start falling if he's going to continue playing the right way. But again, with this Warrior team, it might be a moot point. We were talking about how Game 2 might have been a must-win in this situation against a team like this, because the chances of you winning 4 out of the next, 5 games is very slim to none. Ty Lue's definitely going to need to pull out all the stops, just make some sort of adjustment. Maybe it could be multiple adjustments in different rotations. That rotation there with Kevin Love at center was working for them, and maybe they do stick to that one a little bit more. Maybe you do see the LeBron James unit with the the bench unit that worked so well in that Indiana series and some games after that too. Here's another thing that should just concern the Cavaliers, though, is they only turned the ball over 9 times last night, and they forced 20 turnovers, and they still lost by 20. And I know it got a little bit out of hand after the starters got pulled and stuff, but it was still had to be demoralizing to them. And I don't know how you can just figure that you force 20 turnovers on the Golden State Warriors and you still lose by that much. And it's just kind of like there's a feeling of helplessness, is there not? You can just hear it in LeBron's press conferences. I mean, what's the one difference in the game? KD, what did he say last night? He's like, I told you guys what the difference was already. I don't need to answer it again. So you can definitely tell that the addition of Kevin Durant has really, kind of just affected them mentally even too. I still think here, looking ahead to Game 3, that you're going to need to slow down the pace, like I said after Game 1, instead of playing the Warriors game with them, because clearly that's not going to work if you're going to not make your three-pointers. I think that you're going to need a Herculean effort out of Kyrie Irving, and not to say that he's not trying, but he's clearly just having issues getting going into his normal self. At least in the second half, he showed a little bit of signs of that old Kyrie Irving with a couple of nice ISO plays and some sharp shooting, but he's going to need to really bounce back and have an Uncle Drew game. He's got to have an Uncle Drew game. I think if J.R. Smith does, in fact, get taken out of the starting lineup, that J.R. Smith's going to show you a huge improvement coming off the bench and bringing the spark for the Cavaliers. And that's really what it's going to take. You're not going to get a perfect game out of LeBron James like that very often, where he's just attacking the rim at will. And remember, he was attacking the rim at will because Draymond Green was in foul trouble for the majority of the game. He only played 24 minutes, so that's not probably going to happen again in that third game at the Q. So you're going to have to take advantage of Kyrie Irving at that isolation matchup with Stephen Curry or Klay Thompson or whoever's guarding him. Klay Thompson's just been fantastic defensively in the series, by the way. But yeah, there's really, you're going to have to get more. You're going to have to get more, and the bench scored 30 points last night. So that's something you can look forward to as well. I'm picking RJ to be that guy in Game 3. That's just my official prediction right there. But they're just going to need an all-out better effort. Like Jason Lloyd said in his column last night, and I loved this quote, said, "Good is not good enough against this team." And I think that's the perfect way to sum it up. Let's wrap this up, and hopefully we'll be talking about a different story here on Thursday morning. But Cavaliers going to just need to muster up some courage and just take this team out and try as best as they can, or else we're looking at the trilogy going the other team's way. So that was our next day analysis. We'll be back with you, like I said, on Thursday. You can follow myself on Twitter at SpinDavies. See you guys later.